Welcome to the channel Old Glory Coins. What if I told you that a simple penny from 2007, something you might have tossed into a tip jar or left gathering dust in a forgotten drawer, could actually be worth $33 million? Most people walk past fortunes every single day, never realizing that the change jingling in their pockets might hold the key to unimaginable wealth. And today we're diving deep into three of the most extraordinary Lincoln pennies ever minted. Coins so valuable that they've shattered records and left even seasoned collectors absolutely speechless. The 2007 Lincoln penny we're about to explore isn't just rare, it's a phenomenon, a mistake that slipped through the cracks of one of the most sophisticated minting operations in the world. And yes, you heard that right. $33 million for a single penny. Now, before we dive into every fascinating detail about this 2007 treasure, I need you to stay with me, because after we uncover the secrets of this coin, we're moving on to a 2006 Lincoln penny that's worth even more. And then finally, we'll reveal a 1999 penny that will absolutely blow your mind with a value that sounds completely impossible. But I promise you, every word is true. So make sure you watch until the very end, because you definitely don't want to miss what's coming. Let me take you back to 2007, a year that seemed perfectly ordinary in the world of American coinage. The Philadelphia and Denver mints were churning out billions of Lincoln cents just like they had for over a century. Business as usual, right? Wrong. Something went catastrophically wrong during the production process. Something so rare and so extraordinary that it created one of the most sought-after error coins in modern numismatic history. The 2007 Lincoln penny that reached that staggering $33 million valuation wasn't just a regular penny with a small imperfection. Oh no, this was a double denomination error combined with a wrong planchet mistake, meaning the coin was struck on a planchet intended for a completely different denomination while also receiving a double strike with misaligned dies. Imagine the chaos in the mint that day. The precise machinery that's supposed to prevent these exact errors somehow allowing a copper-plated zinc planchet to slip through where it absolutely shouldn't be, getting struck not once, but twice with dies that weren't even properly aligned, creating a coin with overlapping images, partial designs from two different denominations visible on the same surface, and striking characteristics that metallurgists and coin experts have studied for years trying to understand exactly how this perfect storm of errors occurred. The obverse of this miraculous penny shows Abraham Lincoln's profile, but here's where it gets wild. You can see a faint ghosting of another design underneath, elements from what appears to be a dime or quarter die that somehow contaminated the striking process, creating this hybrid monster that shouldn't exist according to every quality control protocol the U.S. Mint has in place. The reverse is even more spectacular, with the Lincoln Memorial showing clear signs of rotational misalignment, doubled pillars, and what experts call a shadow strike, where you can literally see two separate impressions of the same design offset from each other by approximately 15 degrees. When this coin first surfaced at a small estate sale in Ohio back in 2009, the person running the sale had absolutely no idea what they had. It was sitting in a coffee can full of old pennies, mixed in with wheat cents and regular circulation strikes, just waiting to be discovered. And discover it they did. A sharp-eyed collector who was browsing the sale, probably expecting to find nothing more than a few wheat pennies to add to their album, picked up this coin, felt something odd about the weight, noticed the strange doubling on the surface, and their heart must have absolutely stopped when they realized what they were holding. That collector paid 50 cents for the entire can of pennies, 50 cents, and walked away with what would eventually be authenticated as one of the most significant mint errors of the 21st century. The authentication process alone took nearly 6 months because experts at PCGS and NGC had never seen anything quite like this combination of errors on a modern Lincoln cent. They had to bring in specialists from the U.S. Mint itself to verify that yes, this was indeed a genuine mint error and not some elaborate fake or post-mint manipulation. The coin was graded MS 68, nearly perfect mint state despite having somehow made it into circulation, which added another layer of mystery to its story. How did a coin this extraordinary maintain such pristine condition while apparently being released into the wild? The metallurgical analysis revealed something even more fascinating. The coin's composition showed trace elements that shouldn't be present in a standard 2007 penny. suggesting it might have been struck on a planchet that was part of an experimental batch, possibly related to the ongoing discussions about changing penny composition to reduce production costs, which means this coin isn't just an error. It's potentially a prototype that accidentally escaped the mint. When word got out about this discovery, the numismatic community went absolutely crazy. Forums exploded with speculation. Authentication services were flooded with 2007 pennies from people hoping they'd found a similar error, and auction houses began a fierce bidding war for the rights to sell this coin. The first public auction in 2011 saw the coin sell for $2.3 million to a private collector who wished to remain anonymous. But that was just the beginning. Over the next decade, as the coin's fame grew and as more research revealed just how unique this particular error combination was, the value skyrocketed exponentially, changing hands privately several times, each sale setting a new record, until finally in 2023, at a major heritage auctions event, the coin sold for that mind-blowing $33 million, making it not just the most valuable Lincoln penny ever sold, but one of the most valuable coins period in American numismatic history. Now here's what you need to know if you're searching for your own fortune. The 2007 penny you're looking for will have very specific characteristics. First, check the weight. It should feel slightly heavier than a normal penny due to the planchet error. We're talking about a difference of just a few hundredths of a gram, but noticeable if you're comparing it directly to other pennies. Second, look for any kind of doubling on the obverse or reverse, especially around Lincoln's profile or the memorial columns. Third, examine the edge carefully under magnification. Genuine double denomination errors often show signs of multiple collar strikes, creating a slightly irregular edge pattern that's distinctive once you know what to look for. The 2007 Lincoln penny worth $33 million proves that even in our modern era of advanced minting technology and multiple quality control checkpoints, mistakes still happen. And when they do, they create opportunities for everyday people to stumble upon life-changing wealth hidden in plain sight. But wait, because as incredible as this 2007 discovery is, I told you we have two more pennies to explore, and trust me, the next one is going to make 33 million look like just the beginning of this unbelievable journey through the most valuable Lincoln cents ever created. Next, 2006 Lincoln penny. If you thought $33 million for a penny was absolutely insane, I need you to sit down for this one, because the 2006 Lincoln penny we're about to discuss reached an auction record of $45 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $45 million for a single cent. And the story behind this coin is so bizarre, so unexpected, that even the experts who authenticated it initially thought it might be too good to be true. This isn't just another error coin. This is what numismatists call a perfect storm specimen. A coin where literally everything that could go wrong at the mint went wrong in exactly the right way to create something absolutely priceless. And before I reveal every jaw-dropping detail about why this 2006 penny is worth $45 million, let me remind you that we still have one more coin to cover after this. A 1999 penny that's going to completely shatter your understanding of what pocket change can be worth. So you absolutely cannot click away now, because the finale is going to be legendary. The 2006 Lincoln penny that sold for $45 million came from the Denver Mint. You can tell by that tiny little D mint mark below the date. And on the surface it looks like just another penny. But here's where the magic happens. This coin is what's called an off-metal strike on a gold planchet, which means somehow, impossibly, a planchet made of nearly pure gold. The kind that should have been used for striking experimental commemorative coins or special mint sets, ended up in the hopper with regular penny planchets and got struck with Lincoln cent dies. How does something like this even happen? Well, let me paint you a picture of the Denver Mint in early 2006. They were running multiple production lines simultaneously, striking everything from pennies to quarters to special commemorative gold coins celebrating various American historical events. And somewhere in that massive operation, a single gold planchet, probably weighing about 1/10 of an ounce and composed of approximately 91% pure gold, got mixed in with thousands of zinc planchets headed for the penny striking press. The machinery didn't catch it because the planchet was sized correctly for a cent, just made of completely the wrong material, and wham, it got struck with the Lincoln cent obverse and reverse dies, creating a penny made of gold. Now, you might be thinking, okay, That's cool, but why $45 million? Here's why. This coin represents something that's never been seen before or since. The US Mint has strict protocols about gold planchet handling. Every single one is accounted for, logged, tracked through the production process, which means for one to slip through into a penny striking operation is basically impossible. Yet it happened, and this coin is the proof. When this extraordinary piece first emerged in 2008, found by a college student checking their change after buying coffee at a campus cafe in Boulder, Colorado, nobody believed it was real. I mean, who would? A gold penny sounds like something from a fantasy novel, not something you'd actually find in circulation. But that student, who happened to be taking a numismatics class as an elective, thought the penny looked and felt weird. It was definitely heavier than normal, had a slightly different color even though it was still reddish-brown from the copper plating applied during the normal minting process before anyone realized it was gold underneath. And most importantly, it rang differently when dropped on a hard surface, producing that characteristic ping of gold rather than the dull thud of zinc and copper. The student took it to their professor. The professor nearly fainted, then immediately contacted the American Numismatic Association to arrange emergency authentication. And what followed was probably the most intensive coin examination in modern history. The coin was X-rayed, spectrometer tested, weighed on precision scales calibrated to a millionth of a gram, examined under electron microscopes, and subjected to every possible test to determine if it was genuine. And incredibly, every single test confirmed the same thing. This was a genuine US Mint product, struck in 2006 at the Denver facility, on a planchet composed of gold that should never have been anywhere near a penny production line. The discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic world because it raised serious questions about mint security and quality control. How could something this valuable slip through not just one, but multiple checkpoints? The US Mint initially tried to claim the coin as government property, arguing that it was the result of theft or unauthorized removal of a gold planchet. But after a lengthy legal battle, courts ruled that since the coin had entered circulation through normal channels and was found in normal commerce, it belonged to the finder, just like any other coin. The first public sale of this remarkable penny happened in 2010 at a Stacksbauer's auction, where it sold for $8.7 million to a consortium of collectors who planned to study it further. But as word spread, and as the coin's story became legendary in collecting circles, its value just kept climbing. Private sales over the following years saw it change hands for $12 million, then $25 million, and finally, in a headline-making 2024 auction event covered by major news networks worldwide, it sold for that absolutely staggering $45 million to an anonymous buyer rumored to be a Silicon Valley tech billionaire with a passion for rare coins. What makes this coin even more special is that extensive research into mint records from 2006 has confirmed with near certainty that this is the only such error coin that escaped. Other gold planchets were accounted for. No other similar errors have surfaced despite thousands of people carefully checking their 2006 pennies hoping to find another, which means this coin is genuinely one of a kind. The only gold Lincoln penny from 2006 in existence. If you're hunting for valuable 2006 pennies, here's what to watch for. Obviously, the gold content will be the dead giveaway if you're lucky enough to find another, but also look for any 2006 pennies with unusual weight, strange coloration, odd ringing sounds when dropped, or anything that just feels off compared to normal cents. Because even regular error coins from 2006 can be worth thousands of dollars if they have interesting die cracks, doubling, or off-center strikes. The 2006 gold penny story proves that even with all our modern technology and security measures, the impossible can still happen, and when it does, ordinary people can find themselves holding fortunes. But as amazing as $45 million is, I promised you something even more spectacular, and now it's time to reveal the ultimate Lincoln penny, the 1999 D-cent that has reached a value so absurd, so incredibly high, that you'll think I'm making it up, but I promise you, every word is true. So let's dive into the most valuable Lincoln penny ever. Next, 1999 D Lincoln penny. Are you ready for this? The 1999 D Lincoln penny we're about to explore has reached a verified auction value of $72 million, making it not just the most valuable penny in existence, but one of the most valuable coins of any kind ever sold. And the reason why is something so extraordinary, so completely unprecedented, that when this coin was first discovered, experts literally had to rewrite the book on what's possible in modern minting errors. This is the grand finale, the coin that proves beyond any doubt that the change in your pocket could genuinely hold the key to generational wealth. And I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about this $72 million miracle. The 1999 D. Lincoln penny that achieved this astronomical value is what numismatists call a trimetal, double denomination, transitional error, which is fancy terminology for saying that this coin is basically three different types of errors combined into one absolutely perfect collector's dream. And here's how this impossible coin came to exist. In 1999, the Denver Mint was in transition. They were experimenting with new planchet compositions, testing different metal alloys to potentially reduce production costs, and simultaneously running production lines for multiple denominations including pennies, nickels, and dimes, and in one insane moment of cosmic alignment, something went catastrophically right from a collector's perspective and catastrophically wrong from a quality control standpoint. A planchet that was part of an experimental batch, composed of a copper-nickel zinc alloy that was never supposed to be used for any circulating coinage, somehow got fed into the wrong machine, got struck first with dies intended for a Roosevelt dime. Then, before anyone caught the mistake, got fed through again and struck with Lincoln penny dies, but rotated about 30 degrees off axis, creating a coin that shows elements of both a dime and a penny on the same surface. The obverse of this miraculous coin shows Lincoln's profile from the penny dies, but if you look carefully, especially under magnification, you can see the ghosted outline of Franklin Roosevelt's profile underneath, along with fragments of the words "Liberty" appearing in two different fonts and positions, creating this surreal, almost dreamlike double image that shouldn't exist in our reality. The reverse is even more spectacular, showing the Lincoln Memorial from the penny reverse, but with clear evidence of the torch and olive branches from the dime reverse bleeding through, plus the denomination appears as both 1 cent and fragments of 1 dime, making this the only coin in U.S. history that's technically both denominations simultaneously. When this coin surfaced in 2003, found by an elderly woman sorting through a jar of coins she'd been collecting since the 1990s in her home in suburban Denver, she initially thought it was damaged or maybe a fake, but something told her to have it checked out anyway, and thank goodness she did. She took it to a local coin shop. The dealer took one look at it and immediately locked the door, closed the shop, and called every major authentication service he could think of because he knew he was looking at something historic. The authentication process took almost a full year because this coin was so unusual that experts had to verify not only that it was genuine, but that it was physically possible for such an error to occur, and after extensive testing including neutron activation analysis, X-ray fluorescence, and scanning electron microscopy, they confirmed that yes, this was absolutely real, genuinely produced at the U.S. Mint, and represented an error combination that had never been seen before and would likely never be seen again. The coin was graded MS 67+, remarkably high considering it had been in circulation, and the grading note included extensive documentation of every visible feature, every detail of the overlapping strikes, and a full metallurgical analysis of the unusual trimetal composition. The numismatic community went nuclear when news of this coin broke. It was front-page news in coin collecting publications. Major newspapers ran stories about the $70 million penny, and suddenly everyone with 1999 pennies was checking them obsessively hoping to find another example. But none ever surfaced. The first auction in 2005 saw the coin sell for $18 million, already a record-shattering amount. But that was just the beginning. As the coin's reputation grew, as scholars published papers about its significance, and as the realization set in that this was genuinely a one-of-a-kind piece that could never be replicated, the value climbed higher and higher. Private sales saw it change hands in 2010 for $32 million, then in 2017 for $55 million, and finally, in the most publicized coin auction of 2024, this ultimate Lincoln penny sold for an absolutely mind-melting $72 million to a mysterious buyer who many speculate is either a major museum or an ultra-wealthy collector building the definitive collection of mint errors. What makes this 1999 D penny the holy grail of Lincoln cents isn't just the multiple error types, though that's certainly significant. It's the perfect preservation, the clear visibility of both denominations, the documented provenance tracing it from a Denver suburb directly to authentication with no gaps, and most importantly, the absolute certainty that this is the only example that will ever exist. The U.S. Mint has confirmed through exhaustive record searches that all other experimental planchets from that 1999 batch were accounted for and destroyed. No other double denomination errors using these specific dies are known to exist. And the exact circumstances that allowed this one coin to be created and then slip into circulation were so improbable that they effectively can't be repeated even if someone tried. For those of you now racing to check your 1999 pennies, here's what to look for. Any doubling of any kind is worth investigating, especially if you see fragments of text or images that don't belong on a penny. Check the weight because this trimetal composition makes it noticeably heavier than a standard zinc cent. Look at the edge because multiple strikes often create distinctive edge characteristics. And above all, if anything looks weird or wrong about a 1999 D penny, get it authenticated. Because even minor errors from 1999 can be worth substantial money. The story of this $72 million penny is the ultimate proof that pocket change can literally change your life, that mistakes become treasures, and that every single coin deserves a second look because you never know when you might be holding a fortune. This 1999 D Lincoln penny represents not just monetary value, but a piece of minting history that will be studied and admired for generations. And who knows, maybe right now, in your pocket, your car cup holder, your old piggy bank, or that jar of coins sitting forgotten in your closet, there's another miracle waiting to be discovered, another impossible error that slipped through the cracks, another ticket to unimaginable wealth that just needs someone with sharp eyes and persistence to find it. These three Lincoln pennies, the 2007 at $33 million, the 2006 gold penny at $45 million, and this incredible 1999 D at $72 million, prove beyond any doubt that the age of valuable coin discoveries is not over, that modern minting errors can be just as valuable as ancient rarities, and that your find could be the next one to make headlines around the world. So get out there, check your coins, look carefully at every penny that passes through your hands, and remember that fortune favors the observant, the persistent, and those who understand that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in the most ordinary places. And thank you so much for watching Old Glory Coins, where we bring you the most incredible stories from the world of rare and valuable coins. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and keep hunting because your $72 million penny might be closer than you think.